During my years in university, I had this coursemate that chased anything that had breasts and wore skirts. If you were a lady, he was ready to trek hours with you as long as he kept flirting with you. His name was Chidilu, and we were roommates before I cut him off because he was always bringing girls around. Big. Small. Dark. Fair. Bleached. Aged. He brought all of them into our little room. I would come home to see condoms, sperm stains, and panties on my bed. Sometimes the place would be smelling somehow. I complained, antagonized, and scolded him, and he would beg for forgiveness only for him to repeat it days later. The day I got disgusted and fed up was when he begged his cousin to sleep over in our room because he couldn't let her go that night for her safety. I woke up at midnight to the squeaking of his bed springs and pleas for him to go harder and harder. I packed out 2 weeks later to a space I could enjoy by myself. He and I kept in touch because we were coursemates and also really good friends. Not to lie, Chidilu was a great guy. The only issue he had was his philandering. It was uncontrollable and borderline disgusting. I would see him enter a bike with girls, get shunned and slapped by girls at roadsides, leave lecture halls to meet up with girls. I, as well as every other student and friend around him, warned him to take it easy with the womanizing. But his erection was stronger than our advice. Fast forward, during our final year in school, our coursemates decided to go out to celebrate it. We went to a nearby event center. That night, Chidilu could not stop talking to one of the waitresses that served us. A plump, beautiful girl. When we were leaving, and almost close to the junction where we would board bikes that would drive us to the school area where our apartments sat, he suddenly said that he forgot something. That we should get going and not bother waiting for him as he might waste time. But around 2 a.m., a call woke me up from sleep. I squinted at my phone screen. It was Chidilu calling. I dropped my phone and tried to go back to sleep, but he kept calling. I picked up the call and sighed hello. He greeted me immediately and asked if I had an inhaler in my room and if I could bring it to him. I told him that I didn't because I wasn't asthmatic. Besides, I asked him what he needed an inhaler for by that time of the morning, since Elle knew he wasn't asthmatic, having lived with him as a roommate for nearly 2 years. Crying, he explained that he brought a girl home. Which girl? The one we saw at the event center, he said. And that while they were doing the deed, she suddenly began to breathe harshly, making him think it was his manly action at its full power. But when she started groaning and wheezing for an inhaler, and that she couldn't breathe, and her throat and nose were closing, he realized he had taken one chance. He said he searched her bags and found out that she forgot to bring her inhaler, as she didn't get the attacks very often. I told him to take the girl to a nearby hospital. He said, how will he find a car or bike by that time? I told him I didn't know. I was confused myself. He cut the call, and I went to sleep, hoping for the best. I heard the next day that the girl died in his room before he could rush her anywhere. This sparked a big case between Chidilu and the girl's family, natives of Nsukka. They claimed that their daughter never had asthma, that he killed her, and that he wanted to use her for money-making rituals. He was arrested, and they also found out that the girl in question was underage, 16. The police and judges did not take it easy with him. The same month we graduated, he was trialed and sentenced to 20 years in prison for the murder and rape of Miss China Nayawaka. Moral of the story: control your zip or else it will control you, and when it does, the repercussions won't be so easy to entertain. You are your biggest threat if you let your body or emotions and not the brain take over. Think about this story. Change for the better.